Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, dope. What's up, y'all? Bruxa here. I'm here with Chief Broom. They're a band out here from the Boise area. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
I'm Shad.
I'm Max.
I'm Evan.
I'm Cheese.
So, Shad, let's see. This is initially basically your project. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So, how did this come to be in the musical space that you grow into? Because it's like I want to call it like a proggier Nirvana to merge the technicality of the really awesome sounds with the grungy, simplistic garage rock, for lack of a better term.
I mean, a simple answer is I just loved them both, and I thought it'd be cool to try to marry them a little bit. Cheese and I came up learning jazz music, and so that had a big impact on us as songwriters. I started writing the music for Chief Broom in high school, and my brother and I started jamming on it. Cheese joined shortly after that, and it was pretty much the three of us there was different iterations of it. I think really early on we had like a big band with like a bunch of members of high school that played, strings, and we had, so kind of similar to what we're doing now. We had been toying with then. It sounded a bit different then. It was more folk leaning or something, but I was still very interested in still doing like a big rock and roll chorus, like mixed with like, down parts that had cool string ideas and arrangements, or even jazz kind of influence, playing and improvisation and things like that. So I think today's version of Chief Broom is just a refined kind of and cutting the fat out of a lot of those early ideas, you know what I mean?
Yes. And so how long has this project been around? Before this iteration, take us back to the initial, like when was that? You said it was in high school. How many years ago?
Man, that was like 2015, I want to say, that we first played. I think we played our first gig in 2015. District Coffee House or something. Did you play? Yeah. I mean, it was kind of few and far between that we would play back then.
Yeah.
And I had gone to college right after that, which kind of took a bit of time out of it,
Yeah.
But yeah, it did start when we were in high school. 2014, 2015, and most of it was just like writing during like our music classes, and we would play some concerts at school.
Get the ideas kind of rattling around.
And then the first gigs we started playing downtown were like, 2015 and 2016 or 2017, and then we kind of took a break a bit while I was in school, and then formed it again like halfway through 2017.
Wow, okay.
And at that point it was just my brother and Cheese and I.
That's really rad.
Yeah.
So this has essentially been a work in progress for a while, and now do you feel like this iteration is kind of like where you feel most comfortable saying this is Chief Broom?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say for a long time I felt like I didn't have the sound like honed in that I really was picturing.
Right. No,
until
absolutely.
we made this record, What do you think, Cheese?
Well, yeah, I think there's been like a common through line with everything that we've done, keeping kind of the main like trio and then adding on different instrumentalists and stuff like that. Because our first tour, we just did trio, and that was pretty bare bones and stripped down. And so it's nice to have like another consistent guitarist. Ben's on cello. He's not here today. And sometimes we have sometimes we have saxophone player with us too.
What? That's rad.
But yeah, having like a core group that's
Shout out Sean.
Yeah, shout out Sean.
Ben, yeah.
Shout out Ben.
Hell yeah.
Ben would be here today, but he just is out of town or something.
Family
Yeah,
trip.
no worries. Yeah, but Max and Evan. So y'all are the newer guys, right? I mean, I'm not quite sure how long, Max. How long have you been with Chief Broom?
close to 2 years.
About like 2.5 years.
Okay,
probably.
so relatively new, but Evan, you're the real baby here, right?
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Just coming from like an outsider's perspective, like, so basically like how I got involved was I helped Shad with booking the like most recent tour that we did, and like a couple weeks before we left, this guy who plays usually in Chief Broom, his name is Frankie Tillo. Shout out Frankie.
Shout out Frankie.
Yeah, wonderful
his
fella.
music.
Anyways, Shad called me. I want to say it was like beginning of September.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were like, "Hey, Frankie can't come out on tour with us. Do you want to hop in on guitar for this tour?" And I was like, "Sure, yeah." It's cool because the songs are like, there's structure, but there's a lot of room for like improvisation.
Yes.
And that type of stuff, which is really neat. Plus, it like just coming from like an outsider perspective, I already love Shad's music, so like getting to play in the actual band is like
You get
really
to
cool.
actually like contribute. and-
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
That rules. What kind of, so like and when it comes to influences, Shad, obviously like your influences and stuff shine through it, and I think that these guys are definitely the right facilitators, right?
Absolutely,
And I see that with the amount of like songwriting and stuff that y'all have to do to make this music work. What have been some outside influences that have kind of opened your mind to maybe throwing in something that you wouldn't have thought about before into Chief Broom's music? Anything like that?
There's all kinds of stuff. I think all of us kind of listen to a pretty diverse array of music,
Yeah.
which is fun because this band we do try to be eclectic without it being like all over the place. I think
Right.
it's fun to I think we've found what our sound is, and I think as we've continued to write new music, it's been fun to take different things. We've been, we like on tour, we would listen to stuff and kind of share what we're
Flex
into.
2K. Flex 2K. Shout out Flex 2K.
Check out Flex 2K on Sirius XM. No, but I think we like Unwound. We've been listening to a bit lately. Kowloon Walled City we really love.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Deftones.
Classic.
We've always been Deftones heads.
Dogface Hermans.
Dogface Hermans. That's a sick band that
I
I
have
don't know if
not
those
heard
guys
of them.
know, but Max showed me them when I was in high school, actually.
Dude,
yeah,
what?
way back
Okay,
when.
word.
Because Max and I have been friends for a really, really long time as
That's
well.
dope.
Yeah, check out that. That's a cool, weird band. They have
The
like a
album,
trumpet player.
Mental Blocks for All Ages.
Mental Blocks for All Ages.
Yeah.
All right.
Very good record.
Okay, I'll check that out.
Low. I'm a huge Low fan. Codeine is another one that we love.
Chief Broom, they've got an album out right now.
That's
Chief
right,
Broom,
Chief Broom.
yeah,
They're sick.
Chief Broom.
What about other Boise bands?
Boise
Some-
bands.
Some that you
Check
guys have
out-
jammed with.
Check out Max's band, Porcelain Tongue.
Porcelain Tongue.
Great
Okay.
band. Cheese is in another band,
Bittermint.
Bittermint.
Bittermint. Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard Bittermint.
Bittermint.
Yeah, that
Kyler's
rules.
the best.
Yeah,
Super
Kyler's.
sick.
Evan has music online.
Around.
Which one?
Which one?
Yeah.
I used to play in a band called Neocentrics for a long time, and then I did
Neocentrics.
I
That
did a
sounds
thing
really
called Moon Reservoir for a minute. Now I'm just primarily playing in this.
Okay, that makes sense. I've definitely seen you around Boise Hive then.
And I have another band called Trauma Kit.
Oh shit. Okay.
Familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
That
playing in
rules.
that band. It's my
Shout out Justin,
my
Max,
shit.
and fucking Shad and Mason.
Shout out Shat and Mason.
shout outs left and right on this
Fuck yeah,
one.
no,
That's all
that
I'm here
rules.
for.
Yeah.
Hell
We
yeah.
also love. Yeah, we mentioned Frankie Tillo's band.
Yes.
We also love
Rat Champion.
Rat Champion.
Dude,
They just
Rat
put out a new
Champion,
record
yes.
that I really love. I run a little record label,
Dude.
and we put their record out. It's called Mishap Records. If you're not
Yes.
familiar, check out any of the bands on that roster.
I didn't realize
honestly.
that you were a part of
Super
that. You run it?
Yeah, I started
Okay.
it in like 20. 2018, I guess,
Dude, that
technically,
rules.
but it really got going kind of after the pandemic. Is when
Yeah.
it really
Yeah.
actually started.
I used to have a net label back in like 2014. I'm
Right on.
old. I'm 30. But dude, I
That's
used
sick,
to have
dude.
I used to have a net label where I actually like literally dubbed cassettes for like Indonesian and like overseas bands.
Dude, that
Yeah.
rocks.
It was
That's
pretty
so
fucking cool.
sick.
It was
Yeah.
awesome. But
I love shit like that.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been about DIY literally since the beginning.
Let's
like
go.
this is, you know.
Yeah, that's what we're all about too.
Fuck
I mean,
yeah.
we've all been doing it ourselves since day one. dude.
Yeah, and that's
and probably will continue to.
what?
Said I'd sell out in a heartbeat.
No, absolutely. I mean, I'm right there with you.
Let's
Anybody
go.
Anybody
Let's
wants
go.
to throw us some cash our way, we'll, you know, do whatever. $20 is $20, you know?
Yeah.
No. What do we have in the works?
Got a couple of new songs that we're writing right now, and we're trying to spend some of our rehearsals writing new stuff and continuing that process.
Hell yeah.
So hopefully a new album at some point sooner than later.
Okay.
You know?
And when it comes to recording and stuff like that, again, y'all do that yourselves, Kurt, too, right?
Yeah.
Or do you go into a studio? Because I've seen some
We've
of your
done
guys.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys went into Chop Shop to do something, right? Or was that
That
another?
was with Trauma Kit.
Okay, Trauma Kit.
We recorded that record with Andy at Chop Shop,
Yes.
front to
okay.
back, and that was great. We've done some stuff at the Warehouse in Garden City, which is it's kind of just a practice space has a studio built into it.
Word.
And we have they have like a tape machine there, so we recorded the tape there.
Okay.
So the bonus track on the record, Leaks, Cheese and my brother and I recorded there ourselves. Frankie helped us like set it up and helped us kind of get stuff checked, and then we just kind of ran it into the evening. I think it was like 10 p.m. to like 2 a.m. that we worked
Damn.
on that song.
Putting in some work.
Yeah, and I think one of the best takes was one of the earliest takes, if I remember correctly.
Isn't that always how it is?
That was sick too because we hadn't played together in a long time. It because of the pandemic, and so
Yeah.
we were really just like chomping at the bit to play again, and so there was just a good chemistry tracking that song. That was the only one on the record that we tracked, not at my brothers and my family home. So
okay.
yeah, so my dad had a studio set up in the house that my brother and I grew up in, and we just thought it would be cool to record it at that house because that's where we learned music and
Oh no. Okay.
and
yeah. That makes
wrote
sense.
a lot of the songs. I mean, shit, like half the record I probably wrote either there or had since I left the house
Damn.
there, and so it was cool to record it there, and that was the last thing that we did there until they sold the house.
So it
basically.
really means something. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, as the actual sentimental. That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
I'm hard pressed to think about any kind of other song that would be recorded like that, where you learned how to write music and do all of that together in the same spot. That's fucking cool, man. To record that.
There is something special about certain environments.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I love a good studio space as well. I mean, that's also always great, but I think there's something special about the sentimentality of a space.
A personal
and I think that
connection.
can bring out some magic as well.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's cool. But we love. I don't know. I don't know what our plan is for the next record. We might record it ourselves. We might go to a studio. I guess that's kind of up in the air. We've also toyed with the idea of releasing a split, maybe with another friend's band.
Yes.
So there's some stuff that we have kind of like juggling in the works, and we'll see kind of what lands.
I'm actually stoked that you said split, because splits are not very common anymore, so I think that'd be fucking cool to see another split from Boise bands out here. I think that's something that we could all do too. Splits, comps, stuff like that.
Splits are rad. We did
Yeah.
a split with Frankie Tillo a few years back that had that bonus track on it before it made its way onto the record.
Yeah,
But I want to do maybe some more of those types of things.
absolutely.
And maybe an EP before we commit to another full length. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I think a compilation would be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be wicked. Yeah, work
Yeah.
with somebody else. There's Den Studio, which is Kyler's studio. That's another local plug.
I believe he recorded with Venus Love. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with Venus Love. Yeah,
Okay.
and another band
Venus Love.
too. I'm pretty sure
Bailey
Kylie's.
Allen Baker.
Yeah.
We recorded his record there.
Shout out Bailey. We love you, Bailey.
Max giving out the shout outs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bailey is an artist that's on that Mishap
yeah.
label.
Okay. Word.
And we recorded his record front to back there and produced it there, and it was fun.
Really good.
Really
Kyler's
cool.
putting in
Really
work.
great record. Check it out. It's called Grab a Bucket.
Mhm.
Awesome record. Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. No, Kyler's putting in work, man.
Yeah.
He's like the go-to.
Kyler's
guy
really
for a lot of people
talented.
out here.
Super diligent. We recorded that Rat Champion record there as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So some great stuff has happened at that space.
At Den Studios.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Max, why don't we hear some more from you, man?
Oh, what do you want to know, man?
Well, what's your input in the band? Like, what do you kind of bring to the table when it comes music influence wise?
I don't know. I feel like they probably would know, have a better answer than I do. I've been playing drums for a long time and been playing with Shad for a long time and Cheese, and even outside of Chief Broom, stuff like that. So,
Well, because we lost Tanner, unfortunately, a few years back. And so we had a couple different drummers. We were trying to work through, like who fit both musically, that was influenced by kind of the same kind of, hard rock, grunge stuff that we've been listening to and trying to, write in that vein.
Incorporate, yeah.
And so we went through a couple people and then found Max, and he's always been a really, really good buddy of all of us, including Tanner. And so it was just a good fit socially and musically. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's fun stuff.
Yeah, no, that's another hard thing. I swear, Boise's just like truly a magical spot for just raw talent. Especially when we're all connected in the Boise music community. It's really crazy. I'm really happy to see that there's just a wealth of talent musically as well as like just artistically in general out here, and just every time I do an interview I'm just absolutely bamboozled by the raw talent out here.
Yeah, it's special. Not a lot of people realize. I mean, we had a show that I helped put together that Max ended up filling in for me for. I was going to do like an acoustic stripped down kind of version of the Cheap Room stuff, and I ended up getting sick, but with some artists from out of town, and they messaged me recently and were just like, that was our favorite gig we've played on tour. Like, it's a really special place that you guys have in Boise, and I'm going to be telling all my friends, and that's just one example of many.
Those touring bands, I'm going to shout them out.
Please do.
Yeah.
Catherine Moore and Power Strip,
Power Strip.
both incredible bands. Catherine's from Oakland, Power Strip's from Seattle, and they're fantastic people. Listen to their music.
I got a band name memory on lock,
if
dude.
there's any really cool bands that are coming through Boise, please look for us. We would love to open for you.
No joke.
If
Absolutely.
you have good traction anywhere.
Yeah, dude. Bring those heads to the door.
Hit up the Instagram at chiefbroom.com.
But no, guys, thank you so much. Shad, Max, Evan, and Cheese. You guys fucking rule. I'm super stoked, and I can't wait to actually be able to see y'all play.
Sick.
Yeah, we'll throw you on the
Yeah.
list, man.
Absolutely. Chief Broom, catch them out on tour, catch their music, follow their Instagrams at Chief Broom, all that stuff. Bruxa, out.
Later.
Sweet.
Good job, man.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, guys. That was awesome.